I've talked about making this video for a while, and this is the long-awaited video. For this video, I set up my little pillow fort on my desk. That way I could get the best audio for this video, because I'm assuming that I'm gonna end up doing a lot of stupid stuff with my voice. My chair is so squeaky. This is gonna ruin the whole video. Let me get a less squeaky chair. Really quick on the fly. Okay, I've acquired a much less squeaky chair. So today I'm going to answer the oldest question in history. Mankind has struggled about this question for generations, and that is, why do I sound the way that I do? Now, I sound different in a lot of different YouTube videos, so it's kind of hard to judge this, and sometimes I sound more normal, sometimes I sound less normal, sometimes I sound deeper. It kind of just depends on the day. I have never taken any sort of vocal lessons. I've considered it. I thought that would be kind of interesting, just to see like my range. But anyways, to answer this question, we have to go back to the beginning. The beginning would probably be when I was born. So when I was a kid, I had a lisp. I would say all my S's came out as TH's. So I would, instead of saying scissors, I would say thithers. I can barely do it anymore, but it was very bad. But I couldn't even hear it. That's the weird thing about a lisp. A lot of people can't hear their own lisp, and when they can, they can't hear how bad it is until it's gone, or in my case, listening to recordings. But even when I had a lisp, I would listen to my own YouTube videos back, and I could never tell that I still had a lisp for years after. After what, you may ask? After going to when I was in like grade 1 or something like that, I had someone come in and basically try to rid me of my lisp. How dare they, right? Showing me where to put my tongue in my mouth on a diagram. That's how I got this sick jawline. I've been mewing since day 1. But secondarily, yeah, they tried to help me get rid of the lisp, and it worked for the most part, but I still had it, but it slowly was going away. So I think that's why everybody started to ignore it. But it lingered around for almost 10 more years after that, I would assume. But regardless, this isn't a video specifically about my lisp. This is a video about my speech in general. So how did this impact my speech in the long run? Well, I very occasionally, when I'm very tired, you can still hear me lisp up a word or two. But more importantly, very occasionally, my tongue just goes kind of wild in my mouth. Like it just goes wild card mode just randomly. Mid-sentence sometimes, and then one of the words, I'll just like not be able to pronounce it. And sometimes I just roll with it. Sometimes the sentence kind of gets messed up, but people usually know what I'm saying. So long as, that's a lot of S's. Saying so long as, whoa, I'm really testing myself here. What's next? But yeah, and also in my life, I've always had trouble with sleep. My problem with sleep is that I get so motivated about projects, and sometimes I'll stay up all night just thinking about a project that I want to work on. And over the years, that's died down a little bit, but for some reason, I still stay up, just like waiting for an idea. It's weird. You don't really actually save any time by staying up past your bedtime, ever. But I still do it. I still do it all the time. I'm sure we all do. And we all know that it's dumb, and we all still do it. So I don't know what that is. It must be a human thing. But yeah, a lot of the time I'm very tired. And when I'm very tired, a lot of the time, let me do a tired voice. This is me when I'm tired. A lot of the time, I might talk like this because and that's basically how it goes. So sometimes I get really mumbly like that. So bad sleep overall results in more mumbling. And I think that one of the most deciding factors to the whole voice thing, anxiety and just not talking very much at certain points in my life. Just from having anxiety at certain points in my life, I avoided conversation, didn't talk as much. And I think when you just don't exercise your vocal cords, then you kind of forget how to project your voice properly because you just haven't done it as much. And it's just like a muscle that you have to exercise. So that also has led to often I maybe speak too quietly. And I gotten quite comfortable with speaking quietly, also since I do a lot of my social interaction through a microphone. So then, I don't have to be so loud. I can just move the mic a little bit closer and it actually often sounds a little bit cooler. And I'd say that the very last thing on the list of things that has changed my voice into what it is today is I used to do a lot of like joking around, and I'd do impressions and stuff. And so I would try to, be able to do, different range of voices to a degree, enough to be funny. And one thing that I always thought was cool was that I figured out at a pretty young age how to do a trailer announcer voice. And so I would just walk around and try to do my best trailer announcer voice. And I would do that so often that I think that I've just exercised that muscle that vibrates your voice a little bit. It's like if I'm like, this summer, one man. But then I can get even grumblier if I really go deep into the old mustard pit. This summer, one man. This summer. That was not too bad, right? I don't know how that sounds. I'm sure it will sound pretty good. Anyways, but yeah, all those things combined. I seen a Morgan Freeman video once, and he was saying that if you just yawn a lot, that's good. And I don't know, I've been tired a lot, so maybe that's added something. Sometimes I don't like my voice, and sometimes I do. Take it easy. I hope you all have a good one. And yeah, I never thought I'd be making this video.